Hey guys, it's Faith and Fame with me, AV, all powered, of course, by our Houston area BMW dealers. We are excited to bring you some great information, have great content, and great conversation today, especially when it comes to pre-planning. You know, it can be one of the most difficult times in our life with the loss of a loved one, but at the same time, if we are prepared ahead of time, then we can avoid a lot of issues and challenges that we as a family and as people face, especially when an untimely death happens in our lives. And it becomes difficult for us to kind of navigate through that. So we decided to bring one of the best funeral homes and cemeteries to the show today, Paradise Funeral Home and Cemetery. I'm excited to have Mr. Richie Rue, who is with Paradise Funeral Home and Cemetery. So we want to welcome him to Faith and Fame with AV. Welcome, Mr. Richie. How are you today?
I'm good, AV. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Man, listen, I am fantastic, as we like to say. It's a blessing to be in the land of the living, but we do understand.
Yes, sir, it is.
We do understand that, hey, everybody who's born on this earth eventually has to leave this earth. And so we want to make sure that you are prepared, especially when it comes to pre-planning. I had one of my friends there in the midst of, as we speak right now, laying a loved one to rest. And the good thing was that their mom had everything in order. Yeah. So, you know, even in the midst of their grieving and their challenges, at least that side of it, you know, when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to deal with the shock, at least that side of it is dealt with. So tell us about the long history of serving families with Paradise Funeral Home and Cemetery, because as far back as I can remember, and I've been in ministry almost 30-some years, I knew about Paradise.
Well, yes. Paradise, of course, is here in the Acres Home community, affectionately the Fofo.
Yes.
And so actually Paradise Cemetery dates back to the late 1800s.
Wow.
And so Paradise Funeral Home came around a little over 50 years ago. And actually before Paradise Funeral Home was there in that same building, it was a school.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yep. And actually our main chapel used to be the school's gymnasium, actually. So we had the same building. Of course, it's been renovated a few times, but we're right here in the Acres Home community, right off West Montgomery. And we have a new modern facility that's more welcoming, inviting to people. Our lobby is very welcoming. And we do have many rooms that are flexible uses for whatever type of service that you may want to have for your loved one, or even you come in and try to plan for yourself.
Yeah, I know, every family situation is different and unique. And I know you guys specialize to help the families. And I know a lot of people have started doing cremations. So that has become a big thing now. People are taking that because we know funerals, they're a little up there. But, sometimes people take that route with cremation. And I know you guys handle that as well.
Oh, yes, we do. And cremations nowadays aren't even about finances anymore. It's about what just people want. Some people may be here with your wife or husband, and you're just here for working, and then this may not where you want your final place to be, or you may not want to be. I die here, but I want to be with my husband wherever he may go, or my wife wherever she may go. So it's not about finances anymore with cremation. Cremations can really give a story about a loved one's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know many people, we have to be honest, Brother Richie, that we're not comfortable when it comes to discussing final arrangements. But you and I both know that planning ahead is the right thing to do, so that we won't have confusion among the family trying to figure out or even trying to collect money at the last minute. So you got to give us some tips and share with us regarding designing a final farewell that's best to pay tribute to our loved ones.
Yeah. So it's like, I have friends in conversations. We all have these conversations with our friends or family. And it's like, when I die, I would like, dot. Right. And so we all have those thoughts about how we want our final wishes to be, how we want our last celebration of life to be. But if we just talk about it and not really put those things into place, it causes stress on our loved ones or family. It could be financial stress, or even just the stress of what does my dad want? What did my child want? My mother, father want? You talking about it is just not enough. You actually have to really sit down and have the conversation. We don't like to talk about it. I will admit it. No one does. And not even myself, because it's just, our mortality, right? We are all going to leave this earth one day. And so, it's a good conversation to have, and you can just come in and you meet with a funeral professional and talk about what you want.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because we know funeral services have evolved and in fact continue to evolve. So what are some options available for people to memorialize their loved one?
So of course you can have, traditional funeral or cremation. We have some people that just want a big party. And you have some people,
true. True. Yeah, true.
Yes. And you have some people that just want a simple, homegoing service. And so, we have options for people for cremations, and, catering's involved now. And you can personalize a service with, we have what we call a celebration of life at our locations, and it offers people to come in, and when you look at this display, you can literally just almost tell the person's life, because the family, we encourage the family to bring personal items and things that the person had, a person that you knew this person well, that made you remember this person. Just if the person liked the barbecue, or they like the Dallas Cowboys or anything, you can come look at this celebration life, this story, and you'll know about this person right before you even walk into the actual service. It's a really neat idea, and it's awesome that, being a dignity memorial provider, that's something that we do for all our families.
Yeah. Richie Rue is my special guest from Paradise Funeral Homes and Cemetery. Now, I got to let you slide, Brother Richie, when you said the Dallas Cowboys. We don't mention that name here with me. We got to let it slide.
Well, see, I said Dallas Cowboys, but because I'm trying to be respectful to y'all, Houstonians here, but I'm a Steelers fan myself, so
you don't went down a deeper hole.
You brought that out of me, man.
No, listen, we got to get you converted to H-Town. It's all that's all we talk about. But I'm excited that you're joining me today. You said also that you guys, you said you cater to catering as well.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So, we, because we've renovated our funeral home to have like multi-purposes for our rooms. And so, because we do have the funeral home there, it allows us an opportunity to have an all-inclusive setting for the family.
Wow.
So, you can come in and you can have your funeral service and your visitation, and then go out to the cemetery and, inter your loved one into our grounds. And then when you come back to the funeral home, the whole place is set up like an event space.
Didn't know that.
Oh, yes. And so you can have everything done in one place. It's less stress on the families. So that way, after COVID, really, we don't a lot of people coming in our homes in order to service. Right?
To be honest, you don't want to, especially don't want a lot of people at your house.
You really don't. And so this allows you to come on back to the funeral home, and we have as elaborate as sit down meals with music, or you can have something as simple as when they're walking back to their cars after the interment, they can get a to-go lunch. So it's really neat, and it's a great opportunity, just something else that we can offer people for at that time of need.
Yeah, we're talking about pre-planning, of course. You also encourage people, and I like this, to document your wishes. It's so important to make our wishes known. And I remember having a conversation, as you said, with my mom before she passed, and even my dad. We had it several times, a couple of years apart. And I remember the last time he was adamant in the conversation about, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to happen. This is what I need you to know. And he was like, do you still have the notes that we wrote down and you put on paper? And I was like, yeah, Dad, I have it. I have it in my phone. I got it. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, okay, let me do it again, Rich. I said, let me write this down. But talk about that, especially making your wishes known, because even for the person that's in the position of making their wishes known, sometimes that's difficult as well, but we need to do it.
It is, we have a will. We have a living will, we have power of attorneys, but the will takes care of your financial affairs. Power of attorney deals with, legal power of attorney deals with, but that ends when you die. That people don't really know that. The power of attorney ends, but your wishes, you need to write them down. You need to let the people know, like your father. That's great, because generally people don't like to talk about it. Your father, that's really good that he actually said, hey, look, this is what I want. We don't like to talk about it. Even myself, I've made conversations and tell my family this is what I want, but in writing, it's not going to happen, right? The funerals are for the living. We've already said, so how our family may think that we want to be memorialized may not how we want everybody to remember us. And so by pre-planning, we have professionals here that you can come in and talk about it and actually have a conversation, and it can start the conversation, right? So it's not about, you don't have to make a decision now, but it's to get the conversation started, because when you're ready to pre-arrange your funeral, it can help out with, finances, because you can pay for it ahead of time and not leave your family with the financial burden of actually paying for this lump sum of money. Because listen, like you said, funerals are not cheap.
No.
And prices go up every day, every year with inflation and things like that. So it's always a good way to think about it, put it in writing, let your family know what you want, and make it to fruition. Put it down.
Just a couple of more questions before we let you get out of here. Give the address again to Paradise Funeral Home.
We're at 10401 West Montgomery Road, right here in Acres Home Community. I feel free to visit our website, because on our website we do have what we call the Insider's Guide to Funeral and Cremation Planning.
Okay,
it's free to all of our families. You can go on and look at it, print it up, and it starts the conversation. And when you're ready to come in, and you don't even have to. We are a technical world now, right? Everybody wants to talk to their phones and everything like that. So you don't have to meet with the planner or funeral profession in the funeral home, because sometimes that does bring us anxiety. You can do a WebEx or call and email, and all documents can be signed, pretty much online these days. So you don't have to even come in our building. By being a Dignity Memorial provider, they provide us with all the tools that we can make it easy for our families just to have the conversation online. We're doing today right here. The same thing. You don't have to be uncomfortable coming into a funeral home. Some people just get anxiety from it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had to grow out of that myself, if I'll just be honest. It was tough, especially growing up trying to go into a funeral home. You talked about, and I want you to reiterate once again, the resources available for people who want to document their wishes for their family members, and also talk about the importance of thinking about financing those plans in advance as well.
So it's called the Insider's Guide to Funeral and Cremation Planning. And what that is just, it's like it is. It printed out. You plan your cremation, plan your funeral service, plan how you want to be remembered. And more so, you want to step into getting that paid for. So, God willing, you'll be here much longer after this plan is made. So prices go up, like I said, every year. This locks in your rate. So your wishes are paid for. And we also have this national transferability, which is amazing, that no one offers other than, Dignity Memorial providers. We have over 2,000 funeral homes and cemeteries located across United States and Canada.
Wow.
So what that does is, just say someone like yourself, professionals who plan for something here in Acres Home, and their job takes them over to somewhere else. Right. And so if you have a pre-plan or with us, we'll always bring you back home. You can always come back home, or you can take your plans over there at another funeral home that's one of our Dignity Memorial locations, and your wishes will still be carried out just for you.
Yeah, man, this has been so informational. Thank you for taking the time out to join me today on Faith and Fame with AV. Of course, give the website and the location and telephone number again.
Okay, we are at 10401 West Montgomery Road here in Houston, Texas, 77088. And the number is 281-445-1201. And our website is paradisefuneralhomehouston.com. And I really appreciate you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. This has been informative for me. You got me thinking about a couple of more things that I need to do, because, like you say, we're getting younger, Mr. Richard Rue. We're getting younger. But
we like to think that. I like to think I'm younger, but walking up these stairs and my knees tell me something different.
Yes, sir. Yeah, because we still have to plan, and pre-planning is a powerful thing. Richard Rue with Paradise Funeral Homes and Cemetery. Thank you again.
AV, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
God bless you, man.
God bless you.